Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So I'm going to be doing part one and part two videos today. So this is part one. I'm going to be rounding up all of the major news for the past couple of days. And for part two, I'm going to be focusing on one topic, and it's going to be another high IQ discussion. I'm also going to be ranting on part two. So if you don't want to hear me ranting and raving, then you can probably skip part two because it's not for the weak-minded. I have a lot of things to say. It's going to be about China, the province of Taiwan, Japan, and Philippines. And the main topic is why Taiwan province is allowing Japan and Philippines to take over their sovereignty. So I'm going to be discussing that. And if you guys want to hear it, then head on to part two after this video. A lot of strong words are going to be said. And if you're not into that, I understand, and you're welcome to listen to nicey channels. But I will be telling the truth, and one of the reasons I am who I am, and one of the reasons why people follow me is because I'm hard hitting. I say what's on my mind. I say the truth. I'm not scared of being banned or demonetized because come on, guys, how many times have I been banned and demonetized? Maybe four times, five times, maybe YouTube and other platforms. I got like my Twitter banned two or three times. I never got those accounts back, and my new account has been heavily sanctioned. And YouTube had to open up three, four channels already because I kept getting demonetized. So this new channel I'm building, it's mainly to protect me because I believe my existing channel is probably going to be demonetized very soon. I've already got two warnings, so one more warning and I'm out. So yeah, make sure you guys go to part two and listen to my rants and raves. And anyway, guys, let's start the show. So last night, Kuwait was bombed heavily by Iran. And it's really funny because Marco Rubio was claiming that the war is over. And yet there's what happened was basically the Americans or the United States rather, because some people don't like me saying Americans, which is fair enough. But end of the day, guys, I meant USA, but everyone says America, so it kind of sometimes slips out. So United States of America basically attacked some ships, Iranian ships, and they also attacked Keshem Island as well. And in response, Iran fired at Bahrain, the Fifth Fleet headquarters, at Kuwait, the US base in there, and also they attacked some other bases around the Middle East, which is unknown whether they actually hit or not. Maybe they've been intercepted. But we do know that Kuwait was hit very hard, and those missiles landed in Kuwait, the United States air bases, as well as the Kuwaiti airport as well. So Marco Rubio yesterday confirmed that Kuwait and the UAE were heavily involved in attacking Iran. Marco Rubio said that in front of Congress yesterday, from the front of the meeting. So he confirmed that, Kuwait and UAE, and Iran knows this. I mean, Marco Rubio doesn't need to say it. There's satellite images, and Iran has plenty of spy networks in Kuwait and UAE. So these puppets, these low-life puppets, they are not even Muslim, guys. They are not even following Islam. They are just put into power by the British, by, people of power in the West, because they make good puppets and they are doing the West's bidding. That's the only reason why they are still in power. And then United States and the West always screams that they love democracy. They want all the they want the world to become a democracy. But why don't they scream about democracy when it comes to the Middle East? Why are they okay with the Saudi Arabia having a dictator? Why are they okay with Qatar and Bahrain and Jordan and UAE? Why are they happy with these countries having a dictator? Why? I'll tell you why, because these are puppets and slaves to the real masters in the West. They're not even Muslims, guys. I mean, look at this post here. I made this claim a few videos ago, and nobody actually believed me. But here's the truth. So you have the King of Jordan visiting UAE during Ramadan, during the day. Okay, he visited Ramadan, and look at these people. They have drinks in their hand. They have look at them. So you have the King of Jordan with a drink in his hand, and you have the UAE representatives with drinks and food on the table. He's got a drink in his hand as well. So can you see what I'm talking about? I mean, people say, okay, look, the Jordan the Jordan leader was traveling, so he doesn't need to fast because according to Islam, if you travel, you don't need to fast. Well, I'll tell you something right now, guys. I'll tell you the the real truth. Islam is common sense. You know, when these rules were put into place, people were traveling the deserts by foot or by camel. And obviously, with the desert heat, it gets so hot, you know, you are forced to drink. If you don't drink, then you die. This is why, you know, it's allowed to, you know, when you travel across the desert and long distances, it's okay to drink. But it's not okay to drink when you're traveling first class in a first class in a flight, which only takes about 1 hour, maybe or two, from Jordan to UAE. You know, they travel first class. You know, these are leaders of their countries and traveling luxury. So you're telling me that just a couple of hours of journey on a plane is gonna kill someone if they don't fast? I don't believe that at all. You know, these rules were put into place for hard traveling, not if you're traveling in luxury for short distances. So why is the U- why you know? Let's just say the UA, let's just say the Jordanian guy was traveling for more than a few hours and he's tired and he's eating and drinking, which is no problem. Obviously, you know, some Muslims can say, all right, fine, yeah, okay, he's traveling. You're not allowed to fast when you do that. So why is the UAE guy got a drink in his hand? Can you explain to me that? Because this meeting is in UAE. Why are they still drinking and eating? Can all you so-called Muslims explain to me that then? I'll tell you why, because these people are not real Muslims. They are running the country and they are doing the bidding for the United States and for Israel. You know, these are what we call Wahhabi Muslims, and a lot of Muslims believe they're not even real Muslims. They are basically, they support Israel, and they are basically Muslim Zionists, and they got put into power by the British because of their love for Israel. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in power. So these are the people running these countries in Kuwait, all over the GCC countries, all of them, guys. And And this is why they do the bidding for the United States. They give them airspace, they give them all the bases. They don't spend any money in their own countries, apart from UAE. The rest of them just, send all of their money to the United States and to the West, especially Saudi Arabia. And yeah, I mean, these guys, I mean, you have to just go to Dubai, and it's just, it's like a country of sin, guys. If you go to Dubai, Prostitutes everywhere, influencers everywhere. There's drugs everywhere. There's people are drinking, people are taking drugs. And you have female influencers and OnlyFans models who get paid a lot of money by rich sheikhs and rich Arabs in Dubai and get them to do things. I'm not going to say what exactly because if I say the stuff in this channel, trust me, I would literally get banned. But you guys can do the research and just Google what happens to female influencers in Dubai and how much they get paid and what they're asked to do. It's a country of sin, guys. UAE. They are literally corrupted with money, and this is what happens when you give these people power. They become corrupt and they become slaves to Israel and the West. And this is why Kuwait is being bombed because they allow U.S. bases, to attack Iran. They allow U.S. Airspace in Kuwait to refuel so they can bomb Iran. This is what these so-called Muslim countries are doing. They're attacking. They're allowing, Israel, their enemy, who are genociding their own people, by the way, not just in Gaza and Palestine, but also in Lebanon. These are Arabs they're killing. And I tell you what, guys, not one Arab country has come forward and condemned what Israel is doing to Lebanon. Not one. Why is that? Why is that, guys? Why is Iran the only country that's standing up for Lebanon? Why are the GCC countries not saying a word? Completely quiet. Did they say anything during the GEN side in Gaza? Not one. Maybe they said a few, you know, maybe they said a few like small words, but nothing major. No sanctions. Nothing. These are all bought and paid for by the West and by Israel, guys. And sooner the Muslim people realize that, the better. Because if all the Muslims knew this, they will stand up against this corrupt government, and they will, you know, do a color revolution today. But unfortunately, a lot of Muslims are also brainwashed. They don't know what's going on. They can't see their leaders being this corrupt. Unless Iran is the only country that's had a real revolution. And because of that, they're the only country in the whole region that has still got its sovereignty, apart from Yemen, of course, and perhaps maybe Oman, but I'm not sure about Oman. 50-50 with Oman, but definitely Yemen, definitely Iran, and also, I wouldn't even say Lebanon, but also the people of Lebanon, definitely. The Muslim people in this region are not bad people. They're good people, guys. They just need to rise up and take back their country. That's all they need to do. And kick out the American bases, kick out all Israeli influence, and then the Middle East will start having peace again when all the Muslim countries in that region start supporting one another. Because if Kuwait, Middle East, um, like Saudi Arabia, UAE and Jordan, Bahrain, if all of this country and Qatar, if all of these countries got together and didn't allow any bases, American bases in their country, they didn't allow Americans to use their airspace, there would be no attack on Iran, guys. It would be impossible. The only reason there is an attack on Iran is because these Muslim countries allow it. Crazy, crazy. Let's move to the next story. So yeah, so basically, you know, the Americans decided that they would attack Iran. Or what they're doing, what the Americans are doing, they're basically doing what the Israelis do. They hide behind a ceasefire, yet they carry on bombing. That's what they do. I mean, look at Israel. How many ceasefire violations have they done on in Lebanon? We are talking thousands. How many ceasefire, violations have they done in Gaza? Thousands again. They're still bombing. They still don't allow food aid to go in. And despite ceasefire, they still bomb Lebanon. So this is what the Americans do. They hide behind a ceasefire, and the ceasefire only works one way, according to them. They are not allowed to attack you, but you can do whatever you want to them. That's the American and Israeli ceasefire. Oh, we can attack you, but you can't attack us. But luckily, Iran is seeing right through it, because that's what they want to do. They want to hide behind a ceasefire. They want to get Iranians to basically stop attacking them, while they, systematically attack all of Iranian radars, installations, missile systems, anti-missile systems. So that's what they do. They gather intelligence and they strike. So Iran shouldn't really fall for it. I don't think Iran should even bother having any ceasefire discussions with the United States or Israel. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest, because Iran will still get attacked no matter what. So let's talk about this story now. Let's talk about Jared Kushner, and this is Trump's daughter. Apparently, Trump has said a few, disgusting things about her, but let's not go into that. So Jared Kushner has been buying up islands, and these islands are off the coast of Albania, and they are over like 100 times bigger than EP Stein Islands. When I say EP, you know who I'm talking about, guys. EP Stein. And he is the next EP. He is the next one. Because I'll tell you what, guys, EP, one of the reasons they took out EP, right, was because he was bringing too much heat, with his island shenanigans. He was doing all sorts of stuff in his islands. And I'm not going to say what exactly because talking about it gets your channel banned. But we are talking satanic stuff, rituals, sacrifices, and involving, I can't say any more than that. And so EP was bringing too much heat to these people, these global elites who, go to these parties and do these things. So they decided to take him out because he was bringing too much heat, guys. So none of these people have been brought to justice. None of them. There's been zero arrests. Donald Trump is still running the country. He's one of them, obviously. And there's been no, police investigations. They all got away with it. Everyone got away with it. Oh, EP has has apparently killed himself, and let's close the case. It's over. That's how they think. These people who run these so-called parties are still at large, guys. They are still running things. They are still running countries and running, pretty much running the show. They control the media. They control countries, foreign policies. They control presidents like Donald Trump and others as well. They're still at large, so they're not going to stop what they're doing. So yeah, EP brought a lot of heat to them. They got rid of him, but this guy is a new one, Kushner. He's the new EP. He's younger. and he doesn't bring the same sort of heat that EP used to bring. He's filthy rich. He's probably more rich than EP. This guy's a multi-billionaire, and he can literally buy islands for billions. And they're just going to go more underground. While EP used to have a temple where he used to have his parties, and this temple was covered in the Israeli flag, obviously. So he didn't hide it. And Kushner is just going to buy these islands, and he's going to build underground temples where they can do their thing, and nobody will know. Not even satellites will be able to track it. So they will carry on having these parties in these islands where they will do their, disgusting stuff. And this is why Kushner is the next EP, guys, and he will carry on with the legacy, carry on with the work that EP used to do. He will blackmail world leaders. He will get them to do whatever they want, and it's just business as usual. Nothing's changed. And this guy Kushner is not even part of the administration in the United States. He's not part of the team, Donald Trump's team, officially. I'm talking about. But yet he gets sent out to do all of the negotiating for the United States when he's Israeli first. He's Israeli first, guys, and he gets sent to all of these important negotiations, like Iran, like with Russia, and all these important, important discussions. They leave it all up to him. Can you see how this sounds? And then he makes all this money, billions of money he gets from the Saudis and UAEs on property deals and investments, and they never get any of the money back. He just keeps it. This is people that know what's going on. Seriously, that then you are very very clever. But people that don't know what's going on, man, I don't know what to tell you. So let's talk about some more stories. So this is the bit where United States has been attacking ships in the Persian Gulf, and yesterday they attacked 6 civilian vessels. This is coming out from Fox News, so they admit it. They admit being absolute pirates. They did this in Venezuela as well, off the coast of Venezuela. They used to bomb civilian ships or civilian boats, and there's no like evidence these are drug boats. There's no evidence these were criminals carrying drugs and other weapons and things like that. There's no evidence. They just see a boat and they just bomb it. And that's what they're doing with Iran. But Iran is not taking it like Venezuela did. So there's another further story about this Albanian leader who apparently gave the island to Jared Kushner. And the Albanians are absolutely livid. Albanians are on the streets, guys. They are rioting, they are protesting. They are not happy that this corrupt leader has given away one of their islands to Jared Kushner, so Jared Kushner can carry on with the EP legacy and do all sorts of stuff in the island. The Albanians are not happy with that. And yet this guy just gave away the island to Mr. Kushner to do their filthy stuff just off Albania. How corrupt can you get? So this was quite funny, guys. Senator Van Hollen basically had a right go at Marco Rubio yesterday, and And obviously, we've been saying this as well, but he's the first one that actually said it in Marco Rubio's face. Netanyahu has been saying for over 40 years, he's been saying that Iran was 2 weeks away from a nuke. For 40 years, he's been saying that. Oh, we're 2 weeks away, we're 2 weeks away. So Senator Van Hollen has been saying that Netanyahu has been saying for 40 years that Iran is 2 weeks from a nuke, and he was waiting for a president to attack Iran for him. He's been given the same story to each and every president for 40 years. And he's waiting for one stupid president who will do these stupid attacks on Iran. And guess what? He found one. He found Donald Trump as the stupid president who would do whatever Netanyahu tells him to do. So good one, Senator Van Hollen. At least there are some people with with some common sense in the United States and Senate. So people who follow UK, what's been going on, this is Tommy Robinson, by the way. So for years, his narrative has been, you know, against Muslims. He's saying that Muslims are the ones raping women and girls and murdering people in United Kingdom, and Muslims are the enemy. They are, they need to be all deported. So a few days ago, a Sikh killed a British white national, stabbed him. And those of you who don't know much about the Sikh religion, Sikhs are allowed to carry knives with them. It's part of their religion to carry knives. They put it in their turban. And if their life is in danger, they are allowed to pull out the knife and stab someone. That's their religion. So Tommy Robinson has been saying for years he's been saying it. He's saying Muslims are the enemy, but he's been saying that Sikhs are okay. He said we should allow more Sikhs to come into UK, and we should Sikhs, are fine. They are integrated with the society, and uh, and guess what? A Sikh has killed a Muslim national, and the British are absolutely turning against the Sikhs now. All of these national fronts and all these people in Reform Party and all these people in you know all these other national parties, they are all turning against the Sikhs because it's not about the Muslims, guys. It's just racism. When you're racist, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, whether you're Sikh, whether you're brown or black, Chinese. It doesn't matter to these people. They have racism in their blood. They will attack anyone that's different to them. And this is what's happening. His whole fan base is now turning against the Sikhs. They're not saying anything about Muslims anymore. They're just literally turning on Sikhs, and they're saying, and you just go on Twitter, and literally every one of his supporters is just turning on Sikhs. And he has Sikh people in his party as well. People that shell for this guy, a lot of them are Sikhs, and they have nothing to say anymore. It's crazy, guys. Crazy what's happening in UK. So Donald Trump did this interview with this woman, and she asked him about, would you meet the Ayatollah? And Donald Trump is like, yeah, yeah, of course I will meet him. I love to meet him. And this woman then said, do you know he's a gay Ayatollah? And Donald Trump's like, yeah, yeah, of course I know he's gay. I know he's gay. Yeah, yeah, he's gay, and that's fine with me. All of this, gay accusations. I don't know where they got it from, guys. So no, first of all, Donald Trump killed his father, right? He killed his father, he killed his family, he injured him, and Donald Trump thinks it's okay that he would meet him and everything's gonna be okay. If somebody killed your father, are you gonna meet them? Yeah, maybe you might want to meet them to basically destroy them, but are you gonna meet them and pretend you're happy and shake hands? No, of course not. And Donald Trump here sits here and says, "Yeah, I'd love to meet him. I'd love to meet the Ayatollah." And not only that, guys, he says he calls him gay. I mean, imagine. Oh, it's crazy. Imagine him calling Putin a gay. Do you think Putin is gonna like meet him or do any sorts of negotiating with him regarding Ukraine? Of course not. This is Donald Trump's diplomacy, guys. Somebody just needs to shut him up, seriously. And finally, I want to kind of finish off with this story. So this is the Israeli ambassador in the UN. He's saying that these drones, he brought a drone with him. He says these drones are killing Israeli soldiers all across Lebanon, and they are a danger, basically, to the world. So first of all, Israel has invaded Lebanon, and Hezbollah is the resistance party. Under international law, it's perfectly legal for the resistance party to fight the invaders with any means whatsoever. Any means. They can use anything. So he's here in the UN trying to make Israel look like the victims. Israel wants to, invade countries, and they don't want anyone to fight back. They just want to give their land to the Jews for free. That's what they want. So he's here like ranting and raving how, and let me tell you something. All of these footage that you see, all of this footage, Hezbollah has been killing Israeli soldiers, IDF. Not one civilian death, guys. Not one civilian death. While Israel has killed over 3,000 Lebanese since the start of the invasion. 3,000 civilians. So who is the who is the evil one here? I'll let you guys guess. So I thought it was just funny him being on the UN and crying that Lebanon or Hezbollah is fighting back. They won't allow Israel to take over the land for peacefully. Nobody should fight them. So that's it, guys. I'm going to talk about this guy, the Taiwanese province leader, who has given away his sovereignty of China to Japan and the Philippines. So I'm going to be talking about this quite deeply in part two. So if you want to listen, head off to part two. It's going to be very hard hitting. I'm going to be ranting and raving and sending out some harsh truths. If you don't want to listen to that, you're more than welcome to listen to other nice channels, and I'm happy for you to do that. I'm only kidding, guys. I'm being sarcastic. Head over to part two, guys, and I'll see you there. And don't forget, when you go to part two, subscribe on my new channel because eventually I'm going to move everything to the new channel. All the videos will be there. There's a lot of videos there that you haven't seen, so make sure you check some of those videos out. And that's it, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care for now.